Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel 1971 War Book series. From now on I am going to do a small video series on exposing the interim government of Bangladesh, Muhammad Yunus, and whatever anti-Bangladeshi and anti-Indian activities that they are doing by taking the help of US, Pakistan and the 1971 war anti-liberation forces of Bangladesh in promoting instability in the South Asian region. Also running their anti-Indian activities exceptionally, going completely against the very ideals of the 1971 war that Bangladesh had fought to achieve its freedom. Now when I'm making the video, the protests of the Awami League is raging inside Bangladesh. They are coming out in the streets by the hundreds, if not by the thousands, raising slogans, harassing the police, the local people, and the police is quite unable to stop them. As you might be aware that after 5 August 2024, about 5,000 policemen had been killed by these so-called student protesters. So-called student protesters in Bangladesh. We all know who they are. Mostly terrorist organizations and the Jamaat Shibir people, with I would say some of the BNP people as well. Now, removing all of that, I would like to talk to you all about why a person like Muhammad Yunus is being involved in such activities, such especially anti-Indian and anti-Bangladeshi activities, taking such a step against Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina of Bangladesh, and what might be the reasons. We all know that he's an American agent, but let's come a bit to the history of this person. Wondering about the motivation of Muhammad Yunus, the very nurtured US agent, I would like to talk to you about the so-called Nagorik Shakti, the citizen's power. Okay. So Muhammad Yunus had a very long-standing ambition of grabbing power in Bangladesh. He did form the political party, the Nagorik Shakti, Citizens' Power, during the time of the caretaker government of Bangladesh in 2009 under Fakhruddin Ahmed, which lasted from the 12th of January 2007 to somewhere around 6th of January 2009. He did form this party, though people in Bangladesh are saying that Muhammad Yunus never had any interest in forming any political party. But during the caretaker government time, Muhammad Yunus decided to not go forward with his political ambitions because of the lack of candidates that he had for his political party. Even during that time, the mechanism of him forming his political party was very suspicious. Okay, that might be, I would say, any person's wish to form a political party, which is, I would say, okay in any democratic country. But his personal beef with Sheikh Hasina herself, here I'm coming to it. Now, when Sheikh Hasina came to power, Muhammad Yunus, even back then, was a very respected person. Especially due to him achieving the Nobel Prize. Everyone respected him very much. But Sheikh Hasina government of the Awami League at that time did not help him with a lot of his tax embezzlements. Yes, the Awami League government, like any patriotic government of any country, did not consider or interfere with regarding all the cases Muhammad Yunus had regarding his tax embezzlements connected to the Grameen Bank. Also, Muhammad Yunus was removed from his Grameen Bank managing director post because he was, I think, 65 back then itself. He was removed in 2011. Muhammad Yunus had also broken the labor law of Bangladesh, and his own business empire had a food adulteration case. Yet, the Awami League government under Sheikh Hasina did not file any case on him regarding these two cases. I will be providing this scanner to see the entire news regarding this man at that time. All of them are going to be in English, none in Bangla. If you remember the time during the construction of the Padma Bridge, this was the man who had opposed a lot regarding the construction of this bridge. Sheikh Hasina government had started working on it before COVID times. It was inaugurated in 2022 and I think it was open for public use from 2022 itself. Money for the construction of this bridge was going to come from various international organizations who provide aid to third world nations. But Muhammad Yunus interfered and this money was not given to the Bangladesh government. So Bangladesh government invested its own money in constructing this bridge. Presently the Padma bridge connects the southern part of Bangladesh very well with Dhaka. After Muhammad Yunus took power in Bangladesh, leading the interim government, he had led the government to let go of all his taxes. Grameen Bank won't have to pay any taxes to Bangladesh till 2029. That is a statutory regulatory order that he himself had passed through the government, of course, interim government. Now, before Sheikh Hasina government was toppled, Muhammad Yunus wanted to open the Grameen University. I mean, of course, using his own money from the Grameen Bank. This was going to be a private university and the Sheikh Hasina government halted this program only because Muhammad Yunus didn't pay about 666.1 crore Bangladeshi Taka tax regarding the Grameen Bank to the Bangladesh government at that time. After coming to power, payment of this amount of money has been completely exempted by the interim government, of course, through Muhammad Yunus. Also, he has reduced the Bangladesh government's ownership of Grameen Bank from 25% to 10%, depriving the Bangladesh people and government, I would say it comes to the people at the end, depriving the Bangladesh government about 2000 crore Bangladeshi Taka that he should pay as taxes. Since 1983 itself, the Grameen Bank of Bangladesh has been receiving multiple tax exemption benefits. But since 2020, this benefit was taken away by the Sheikh Hasina government. The National Board of Revenue that has granted the tax exemption benefit to Grameen Bank till 2029 also in its letter has written something stating that the interim government of Bangladesh has given the Grameen Bank all tax exemption benefits from 2006 to 2009. Again, I will be putting up the scanner for you to check the news. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. You can all understand why Muhammad Yunus's anger, especially on Sheikh Hasina and her Awami League government, has toppled just because of one thing: money. Money. After coming to power, he has exceptionally increased his business empire and he has recruited advisors. Of course, half of them are terrorists and you are aware of that, but a lot of them are from his own NGOs. And again, children and descendants of all the people who took part against the liberation of Bangladesh in 1971, anti-liberation forces, children of Razakars, also employing such people to become parts of the government. Also, he has employed foreign nationals who again a lot of them are US citizens. I think 8 of them are foreign citizens. And I think the defense advisor, the national security advisor is Khalilur Rahman, I think is a US citizen. So these are one of the very few reasons why Muhammad Yunus, I would say, because of money, has this anger on Sheikh Hasina government and Sheikh Hasina herself. His anger on Sheikh Hasina is there. And do you think he really cares about the situation and the political and economic condition of Bangladesh? I don't think so. In the middle comes the US to advance its own interests regarding Myanmar and its plans against China. And Pakistan, an ally of the US, comes in to reclaim its lost colony, the same colony it lost in 1971. And Pakistan thinks it can do it. So you can understand how much the ISI is so active inside Bangladesh right now, how Bangladesh army officers are meeting up with ISI people, and also the US Special Forces and US Air Force personnel are right now there inside Bangladesh. Muhammad Yunus, with his anger towards Sheikh Hasina, unfortunately has culminated into the destruction of the ideals and ideals of Bangladesh. It has been completely taken back to its form of East Pakistan, and Muhammad Yunus decides only to advance the interests of the US, sometimes juggling between US and China, but right now it is only focused on advancing American interests and, of course, shaking hands with Pakistan.